Ever found yourself in a pro lobby where it's not just one squad that's got a master or a pred in it, but literally every single player, including your teammates, it just feels like they're on levels and levels beyond levels of your gameplay, and it shakes your confidence to its core? Well, if you've been deluded into thinking that I've got any skill recently, allow me to introduce myself. My name's Ragtag, the greatest gutter tier gamer on the face of this earth, and today I found myself in the hardest quick play lobby I have ever seen in my entire life, and it started like this. Oh, who put that building there, man? Actually, that works out quite well. Not for Bangalore. Teammates working as intended.
I've been down.
Deleted in under a second by a master's level wraith, and all I managed to do to them was a paltry 18 damage. I tabbed out and browsed Netflix for something to watch. Octane somehow brought me back, and even though we were now only two with the odds against us in a vicious lobby, I was ready to give this game my all. Oh boy. Fragment was busy, and enemies seemed to constantly have eyes on us. Octane almost deleted, and I desperately needed to cover him. Footsteps behind me as I left a train station. I had to portal for my very life, and I just had to hope that they wouldn't follow.
Portal's ready.
But they did follow.
Frag out. Taking shots. Opening fire. Recharging my shields. Taking fire. Reloading.
This felt like pressure I'd never felt before. The pace of this game was far too quick for me, and I started to panic. Failing to throw that thermite grenade would definitely be coming back to visit me at 3 AM for my daily dose of my brain reminding me what a pathetic loser I am, and I started to believe that fate had somehow decided to humble me in advance just in case I thought I'd ever get any good at this game. But don't worry, because I'm about to uninstall— Wait, what? Octane self-revived? And what's stranger is, they went for a crazy revive!
Come on, compadre, get up.
Escaped to the void just as Seer cast this spell on us. This game was absolutely relentless, so it was just as well that Octane had a golden backpack to top up my health.
Firing.
We wouldn't win a fight out in the open, not with me. We needed a care package weapon, and it needed to be good. The Craver, but once again, enemies on my every move. This was getting ridiculous. It was time for the high ground and for the power of Scotland to teach my pursuers a lesson. Let's just call that the warm-up. The sun was in my eye, alright? I'm gonna snap this thing over my knee in a minute! Octane had enough of my misses and went in to deal with the Bangalore and the Seer by himself.
Faster, faster, faster.
They spotted me. I'm taking shots.
I need more juice. Grenade! Go, 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 go!
At this moment, I knew my confidence was shaken. I can't wait for someone in the comments to start coaching me on my settings.
Replicator there.
Watch yourself. There's another squad attacking.
Being in the tower was starting to feel like a bad idea. When you start taking damage from Bangalore smoke, you know you can't stay up there for long.
Firing. Reloading.
I downed an enemy. Enemy taken out. Other squads attacking. Focus. Avoid jumping. Other squads attacking. Focus.
I'm going in.
caught out in the open trying to catch up with Octane, and making a mess of the zipline isn't something you're ever going to get away with against top-level opponents. But it turned out my teammate was one of those amazing players, and once again swooped down to give me hope.
There's another squad attacking.
Taking fire. Firing.
Void jumping. Getting shot at.
You know what? Whoever that seer is, they need to get some chill in their lives for that impeccable timing that continually pushes me to the edge of my sanity. I mean, what is it with the crazy stalking, man?
Everything else standing still.
You serious? Creeper bullet should go through the glass, man. It's a 50 cal! Come on now, you piece of trash! Just 2 other squads left. I needed to hold it together.
Void running.
Charging up my shields. I'm down. Oh, big old heat.
I'm taking shots.
Oh, look, the Wraith is teabagging my box and shooting every bullet as if it wasn't enough that I could have ended their life with a centimetre higher aim, which would have taken that smug head clean off. But props to the Octane for getting us as far as he did, and this next game had my teammate feeling exactly the same way as I just did, because when we were about to drop, he said, "My first game as Mirage." So I was like, cool, good luck, he's awesome.
I love this box.
Grabbed myself the dumbest loadout possible with a Volt and a Bocek, but it wasn't long before I was about to find out what kind of lobby this was going to be, because our first fight was about to be found outside bunker.
Photos ready. Opening fire. Reloading. I'm taking shots. Recharging my shields.
There's one right here. Hostile right here, right in front of me. Let's go faster. Come on, come on.
Well, the enemies weren't pros, but they were still decent, and I found myself needing to calibrate my mindset, because up until now it had been full of fear. I needed to overcome it and bring my squad some hope, and hope is always better found to the player who makes use of their surroundings. Something I'd failed at in the last game, but not this time. This time I was going to remember my lessons, push at the right time, pull back when necessary. The squad needed a leader, and I decided it had to be me.
I'm taking shots.
Taking fire. Found an enemy. Reloading.
Need to recharge my shields.
Right, frag out. Throw my grenade out. Shots fired, and now they're hitting me. I'm down.
Enemy down. Recharging my shields.
I'm down. More company.
Taking shots. Last member's down. One spot. Void jumping. Enemy spotted.
Go my eyes on these signals.
Portals ready. Firing. Get shot.
Mirage down, I felt the skills of my enemies, and I knew this battle would not be won easily. I was in serious trouble here, but leaving Mirage behind,
Charging up my shields.
that was not gonna happen.
Picked up our teammate's banner. Focus. Reloading. Enemy down.
Octane's finisher left me completely exposed, unable to get that shield swap off. We'd have to hope there was time for a battery.
Reloading.
Grenade. Void jumping. Taking damage. Need to recharge my shields. 45 seconds, rings close.
Reloading. I'm down. Going here.
Okay, Octane, I'm coming, but you can't put me in a bad spot before, so just cam those stim pants, will you?
Getting shot at. Going to fade. Only 10 seconds. Recharging my shields. Recharging my shields. Free opportunity. Let's make the choice.
Round 2 closing. I had one banner in my pocket, but Octane still needed collected. Was this worth doing? I didn't care, because this was all for one, or one for throw.
Got our squad mate's banner. It's far. I know. Killed an enemy.
Desperately gathered some loot, but Pathfinder's teammates weren't done with me yet. They wanted a word.
Placing a portal. Portal's ready. Respawn beacon, over there.
By the time my teammates were back in the field, round 3 was starting to close, and they had very
Let's go
little
this
loot
way.
at this point.
Havoc here. Bolt SMG here. Mastiff here.
Yo, we should def check out that must go faster.
We had to get to the ring safely, but there was fighting all around the edge of the zone, and getting a death box or two for my teammates would serve them well to get to the end game. And it turned out, we found ourselves a
Energy
customer.
Need it.
Opening fire.
Healing. I just gotta patch myself.
Throw my grenade out.
Bamboozles for the foozles. It worked, right? One sec, healing up.
Okay, wow, that Wraith they tried to run and got completely cooked. There was one death box still lying around, so Octane had some armor, and all of a sudden there were only 2 other squads to deal with. It was time for our entry to this final event because it had already started without us.
Hostile spotted.
30 sec, I hear ya.
Punching a tunnel. I set the portal. Fire.
Oh, no, 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 no. There's another squad down. Not running a wall. More
Reloading.
Go here.
My teammates did whatever they felt was right, but as long as I kept the high ground here, we had a chance.
Reloading.
Ring's pretty close. Downed another.
Using mid.
Enemy taken out. Need to recharge my shields.
Sending out my decoy. I'm down.
Had a chance, did we? Well, keeping the high ground might have been the right call, but they didn't have me by their side when they needed me most, and hope once again evaporated. Mirage on his first game, cut down again and again, and for what? For it to end in an undignified, inglorious bleed-out? I wondered if I was losing my touch, if this just wasn't my game anymore. But then I heard a voice in my head. Not the one that hated me, the one that burned inside, fueled me, motivated me, drove me.
Reloading. Both squads down. We made the right choices. Last squad. Reloading.
This was a victory that I badly needed, as the Pred lobby really made me question everything I knew about this game. So while it's good in a way to get resistance that you can't even compete with, sometimes it's a bit too much to the point where the lessons can't really be learned as well in the moment. You've got to let them simmer, guys, for a bit and never give up. Don't you ever quit when doubt hits you, because it's going to hit. And when it does, you need to acknowledge it, accept it as if you chose that doubt, and then choose the other option, the comeback. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one. Later.